Have you ever considered how pollution is affecting the health of our children? This is not a question to ponder over a cup of coffee or to discuss at your next dinner party. This is a reality that demands our attention. Pollution, an adversary that we've unwittingly created, has infiltrated the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the soil that grows our food. It's an elusive enemy, often invisible, but its effects are tangible and devastating. There are several types of pollution, each with its own sources and consequences. Air pollution, perhaps the most notorious, emanates from factories, cars, and power plants, filling our skies with harmful substances. Water pollution, on the other hand, stems from industrial waste, sewage, and agricultural runoff, contaminating our rivers, lakes, and oceans. Soil pollution, though less talked about, is just as harmful, with chemicals and waste altering the very ground under our feet. And then there are the numbers. It's estimated that around 7 million people die each year due to exposure to fine particles in polluted air. That's more than the population of Chicago. Our oceans are now home to around 150 million metric tons of plastic, an amount that's expected to triple by 2050. And our soil? An estimated 23% of global land is estimated to be degraded due to pollution. These are not just statistics. These figures represent a reality that is happening now, a reality that is affecting every single one of us, but most importantly, a reality that is endangering the health and future of our children. Our children are the most vulnerable to the effects of pollution. Their bodies are still developing, their immune systems are not fully formed, and they are more likely to come into contact with pollutants simply because they play outside, close to the ground where many pollutants settle. The reality is this isn't just an issue for other people, other countries. It's happening right here, right now, and our children are the ones at risk. It's time to face the reality of pollution for the sake of our children's future. The health of our children is under threat, and pollution is the invisible enemy. Let's delve into the cold, hard facts of this invisible enemy. According to the World Health Organization, over 1 million children under the age of 5 succumb to health issues caused by pollution every year. That's a staggering number that we can't afford to ignore. Air pollution, for instance, doesn't just dirty up the sky, it poses serious risks to our children's health. Imagine this. The lungs of young children are still developing, and exposure to particulate matter and polluted air can lead to long-term respiratory problems. We're talking asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory diseases. This isn't just a possibility, it's a reality for millions of children worldwide. But it doesn't stop there. Pollution affects more than just our children's lungs. It can impact their overall development too. Lead, a common pollutant, can cause serious developmental issues in children. Even low levels of lead exposure can affect a child's IQ, their ability to pay attention, and their academic achievement. And that's just scratching the surface. Water pollution is another beast entirely. Contaminated water can lead to severe diarrhea, which is one of the leading causes of death in children under 5. It's a grim picture, but it's the reality for many children across the globe. Then there's noise pollution. It might seem harmless compared to air or water pollution, but studies show it can lead to stress, sleep disturbances, and even cognitive impairment in children. All these factors combined paint a worrying picture. Our children, the future of our planet, are at risk. Their health, their development, their very lives are threatened by the invisible enemy of pollution. In the face of such a dire situation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, but knowledge is power. And by understanding the impact of pollution on our children's health, we can start to fight back. Our children's health is not a bargaining chip. The stakes are too high and the consequences too severe. Behind these statistics are real children, real families grappling with the consequences of pollution. Let's take a moment to think about Sophia, a 7-year-old living in a bustling city. Every day, she steps out into a world where the air is thick with smog, a world that stings her eyes and makes her cough. Sophia was diagnosed with asthma when she was just 5 years old. Now her playground is confined to the indoors, her dreams of exploring the outdoors stifled by the harsh reality of her city's polluted air. Or consider the story of 10-year-old Rahul from a small town. Rahul's family depends on the local river for their daily needs. But the river, their lifeline, is now a toxic cocktail of industrial waste. Rahul, once an energetic and lively boy, now fights a constant battle with skin allergies and stomach ailments, a direct result of the polluted water his family is forced to use. Then there's 15-year-old Hannah in a rural community whose school sits next to a large landfill. The stench and the sight of the mound of waste is a constant reminder of the pollution that surrounds her. Hannah's grades are slipping, her concentration affected by the constant headaches and nausea from the toxins released by the landfill. These stories are not isolated incidents, they are the lived experiences of countless children around the world forced to bear the brunt of our collective disregard for the environment. The health issues they face are not just immediate but long-term, potentially affecting their growth, development, and future prospects. Each story is a stark reminder of the price our children are paying for the world's pollution. It's a price paid in missed school days, in compromised health, in dreams deferred. They are the hidden casualties of a war they didn't start. These are not just numbers, they are our children, our future, and they are paying the price for our actions. The situation is dire, but it's not hopeless. We have the power to change the narrative. Let's talk about what we can do to combat pollution on different levels. Individual actions might seem small, but they can add up to significant changes. Simple steps like reducing single-use plastic consumption, recycling, composting, and choosing public transportation or carpooling can make a difference. Even something as small as turning off lights when you leave a room can contribute to reducing pollution. Communities can also play a vital role. Organizing neighborhood cleanups, planting trees, and advocating for sustainable practices in local businesses are all ways communities can fight pollution. Schools can incorporate environmental education into their curriculum, empowering the next generation to be stewards of the planet. On a larger scale, governments have the power to enact policies that promote sustainability and reduce pollution. This can include regulations on emissions, incentives for renewable energy, and investments in public transportation. These actions not only help safeguard our children's health, but they also protect the environment and ensure a sustainable future. The benefits of these actions are manifold. Reduced pollution means cleaner air for our children to breathe and safer water for them to drink. It also means less strain on their developing bodies, reducing the risk of health issues like asthma and developmental delays. Beyond the immediate health benefits, taking action against pollution helps protect our planet's biodiversity. Healthy ecosystems are crucial for our survival, providing us with food, clean water, and a stable climate. By reducing pollution, we help ensure these ecosystems can continue to support us and future generations. Lastly, these actions can help mitigate climate change, one of the most significant threats facing our planet today. Lowering our carbon emissions is crucial in slowing the warming of our planet, protecting not only our children but also future generations from the devastating impacts of climate change. Every action matters, every choice makes a difference for our children, for our future. The time for action is now. Our children's health and future are in our hands. Indeed, we stand at a crucial juncture where the decisions we make today will shape the world our children inherit tomorrow. The silent but deadly specter of pollution looms ominously over their futures, threatening to rob them of their health, their vitality, their joy. Yet this is a specter we have the power to banish. How? By realizing that every choice we make, every action we take holds the potential to either perpetuate or combat this menace. It begins with small, simple steps, opting for a reusable water bottle over a disposable plastic one, choosing public transportation or a bicycle over a private car, recycling or composting our waste instead of sending it to a landfill. These choices, as minor as they may seem, can cumulatively make a significant difference. Yet, personal responsibility is just one piece of the puzzle. It's equally important to get involved in our communities, participate in local cleanup drives, plant trees, educate others about the importance of environmental stewardship. Remember, change often begins at a grassroots level. But let's not stop there. Let's demand action from those in power. Let's hold our leaders accountable for their environmental policies. Let's urge them to prioritize sustainable development, to invest in clean energy, to enforce stricter pollution control measures. Remember, every email you send, every petition you sign, every protest you participate in sends a powerful message. It says, I care about my child's future, I care about the world they will inherit, and I'm willing to fight for it. Yes, the challenge is daunting, but if each of us takes responsibility, if each of us raises our voice, if each of us demands change, we can tip the scales, we can turn the tide, we can ensure that our children inherit a world where they can breathe clean air, drink pure water, and live in harmony with nature. Together, we can create a healthier, safer world for our children, because they deserve nothing less.